but I guess people's dogs need
They need to be walked.
Oh, production value, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into the match. I'm back. I'm Helium, still Helium, haven't changed. But Later is with me now, casting. Since we didn't have a caster, I didn't want to have to solo cast what was promising to be a pretty good match that could maybe go 3 maps. So Kevin is back observing, and Later is now joining me, and he's got a voice.
I do. I definitely do have a voice, but Roa needs a lot more than a voice. He needs a gun and a bunch of bullets, as Emong is able to help him a little bit. But 1-for-1 trade overall as Lil Greasy answers back.
Yeah. And, well, they continue to push in. The Lil Greasy takes down Rob Wiz, Emong. In a pretty good position already for the retake. Still in checker. A man coming from upper and one from lower. So they pretty much every position you can hit, they are hitting here with 3 people. 3-on-3 actually, and everyone in the site right now. Can they hold?
So far, so good.
Yep, going to force the players to come to them. They're not trying to get aggressive from their defensive position. If you want to use military terms, that's called a sortie. Or is that how you say it in French? Is it sortie or sortie? I don't really know.
Soiree, like a party? That's all I got.
No. It's a French word.
Never heard of the word you're trying to use, but it is Deadshot cleaning up that last frag and actually picking up pistol around for Underwatch. So despite the fact that they are a map back, they're still very much going to be competitive in this game. And they were actually very much competitive in the last game as well. It did get pushed to double overtime, and kind of a game that I don't think anyone really expected to be that close, myself nearly included. I thought Noble Esports were going to go on a smash streak, but it was, I mean, a lot of it had to do with Lil Greasy. I mean, 43 frags single-handedly. That was like half of his entire team's frags from one player.
I mean, not really. I mean, Falco got up to, what, 32, and a couple of people were in the 20s?
I guess that's kind of just the overtime effect. But still, if the game ended in regulation, it would have been
if it ended in regulation. But Little Greasy, it got shut down for a couple rounds, and the rest of his team filled in nicely. So, yeah, still, though, I wasn't expecting that at all. I was expecting the clean sweep, the easy 2-0 here from Noble, and while they did win the first map, it certainly was anything but easy. And the Molotov here to the to defense quad position. Roa still holding out with a 5-7, 1100, works his way around, will take him down. 4-on-4 right now. Emong bringing down Deadshot. Man advantage to the CTs. Whoa! And another quick one. Doesn't stop the plant, but kills the planter immediately after. Now Falco working his way in. He's got a 2K. He's left alone. 1 versus 2 shots. And Rob Wiz standing right now for Noble Esports. And, whoa, just looking off into space. Didn't expect Rob Wiz to peek out with that deagle at all.
No, I must have been looking towards Highway, trying to get a more advanced read on the player, but they're going to be saving some rifles there, an AK and a Galil being saved for Noble, so really huge round for them economically. They're able to take a massive advantage going forward here, and you know, I'm not exactly surprised by that. Underwatch certainly had a ridiculously clean pistol round where, well, actually, it got a little loose towards the end when it did get worked down to a 1-on-1, so not quite as clean as I initially remembered. But still, this is a much more vanilla map than Cobble is, and I think a lot of Underwatch's success came off the fact that they were able to just catch Noble off guard on a map that they are not nearly as well practiced on, and now they're coming into a map like Cash, a map that people play, I mean, constantly. I'm sick of it. I can't even watch this map anymore, so you know this Noble Esports team is going to be well put together, so that eco round did not surprise me in the slightest, but Shots and Emong shutting it down also doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, Shots just ending that party. No more people in the club. Shots bouncing them out at that A site. 4K. So that's 2-1, just like that. And hey, maybe Cash. FM Pone's got a new map on the block. I don't know if you heard
he does.
Later. Santorini actually looks. I haven't quite played it yet, but from running around, and it's a pretty map. There's a lot of detail on the map.
How is it on the frames?
And you don't interact with it. Like, there's stuff on the wall, but if you're strafing against the wall, like, you're not going to get caught up on it. And there are stuff in the windows. You're shooting through windows, but your bullets don't actually interact. Nades don't hit those things. Like, it's so nice.
Hold on. I'm a little confused. You're telling me that you can actually make Counter-Strike maps and not litter them with garbage?
Yeah. Well, no, you can litter them with garbage, but there's literally a tool that makes you be able to walk through the garbage. Thus, making your map non-garbage.
That's a little crazy, making a Counter-Strike map
with
no
next level
garbage on the ground.
concept.
It's a little crazy. It's a little, you know, we all know Mirage CE was a huge failure, so we don't want to return to that kind of...
Mirage is great. That's got to be the
God, Mirage
best
CE
map.
was the god map. That really was the best map. I mean, like, new Mirage is all, you know, messed up with the dust or whatever, but the original Mirage CE was so clean and probably the best map in the game.
No, I was actually just being very sarcastic with the current one, but yeah.
Yeah, that as well.
All right, so here's Flom. Oh, he'll go down. Underwatch looking to even it up here. Shots, full spot, dead shot. Don't you love it when the players on the other teams have like such similar names? There was a lot of that at the major recently as well with Dennis, Exist, and Existence. Now we got
And
Dead
also
Shot
that new
and
player,
Shots.
Denise. Everyone always forgets about Denise.
Dennis's sister, Denise.
That would be some awful parenting.
That would actually be some awful parenting. Oh, I like that death. Just sliding off the electrical box and then face planting. Team Ace for Underwatch, I'm pretty sure it was.
And just like that, responding well to really being having the pressure put back on them. They're taking a huge amount of economic control. Noble Esports is still able to buy up because of that ridiculously cheap round 2 that they had where they defused and saved guns. They are still able to make it competitive, but Underwatch not crumbling under the pressure and staying competitive with it and being able to return back and win rounds. Really solid mid-take coming out from them last round. Looks like they might be gearing up for something similar-ish as the bomb is cheating over towards the A bomb site, but there is also an A stack going on from the CTs and an A main push as Emung and a buddy over there, Shots, have taken control of Locker.
There's a little Greasy. Does actually find a kill onto Rob Wiz. Oh, look at Falco jumping off. I thought he was going to land, but no, he lands on the garage awning and then just hits the headshot onto Flom. Or the garage roll-up. I don't really know what to call it, but the overhang there in middle. Roa in the bomb site, just trying to hold on, trying to get a kill, but he will go down 1100 with the entry there. It's up to Shots and Emong right now. Or is it going to be Underwatch to take 2 in a row? And that will break the economy here for Noble. Emong working his way in upper, and on the other side, it's actually Shots. Will he actually go in? I kind of expect at this point just set up for exits, try to keep it costly. Well, ooh, War Hippo, a bit of a strafe jump there. We'll keep him alive, and he re-peeks for the kill on the Shots, and Emong will run away. Finds the op that was out there in middle.
Another really clean round coming out from Underwatch, and it seems like they just have really well put together team strats. They've been able to take pretty much all parts of the map. They've been successful at the B bomb site multiple times now. They had that split over in mid that was also extremely successful for them to pick up their first rifle round win. And even the round that they did lose at A, it's one where Noble Esports used those 5-7 so well to set up a trap and pick up a ton of frags. I think it was Emung who even picked up 3 on that round. Underwatch was still able to get out there on the site and take control of the site. They just lost the gun battles afterwards due to some poor placement and getting caught a little bit off guard by the Noble players. But these Underwatch players have found success pretty much all over the map, and I think that's going to give them a little bit more confidence moving forward and potentially help them pick up frags just like that. 1100 finding Flom.
Yeah, I just loved how fast Shots was there to run in and scoop up that op. Now he's actually even he ferried that op back, threw it over to Emong, who did have armor going into this round. I feel like maybe Emong should have thrown his 5-7 in a trade for that. Because it is a bit better than 50-50. Although maybe there's a preference there. Either way, low Greasy going to bring down Rob Wiz in this round overall. Not looking too difficult. Shots is going to try to go in with that wing shot, P250, but he can't land him. And 2 players over at A as the bomb goes down at B. Underwatch actually still with majority of the map control, even when planting that bomb. Pretty much only the planter was in B. Still, War Hippo will fall. So an AK over to Shots and an op now on Emong. You better bet that these guys are going to be saving. And who's that? Was that Dennis Crimson Nothing on that AK? Yes, it was.
Let's see. Yeah, Dennis Crimson Nothing. Not a bad collection there.
It does seem seemingly like random players. I'm trying to like look for comparisons between them. Not really fine. And an envious sticker,
I can't
right?
come
He
up
literally
with
just put random stickers on that gun.
Yeah, probably just took whatever the best ones he had and threw it on there. Makes for a pretty AK, and it makes for an even prettier round win, as the Underwatch players are not only able to win the round, clean round win, 3 players left alive, bomb going off at B, but they're also able to deny Noble those guns there. That was actually a rifle and an op that they were trying to save that they were not able to. So Noble still trying to stay competitive, still bought up into this one, but no ops for them. It's going to be Falco with the opportunity to set the pace on this game with that op from long range. But it's going to be Greasy who gets it done anyway. Now
I promised some dad jokes, remember, in the chat?
Oh, I'm not going to give you opportunity. I feel like everyone's used that
Everyone's
one before.
made it.
That one's opportunity jokes are dime a dozen.
Still kind of a dad joke.
Definitely a dad joke. Can't deny that.
CSGO playing dad, which I feel like will be pretty common in the next generation of children. I don't know how I feel about that actually, but here's Falco. And there it is, right? We talked about it. Probably over-talked about it with some terrible puns. Falco, 2 op shots just like that, and Underwatch now looking good for their 4th round in a row. Just shots and Emog again. Like, can we go for this? We don't even have kids. At least Emog is able to take the fight in middle, takes out 1100, and these guys are just going to have to, once again, hide, run to the hills, and try to save. Shut the door shots.
Yeah, deja vu all over again here as they're setting up to save. None of the terrorists are even in that direction, so odds are they will be able to hold on to these M4s, and they're going to be pretty crucial to the economy. It's going to be... What do you have? Am I missing?
You must have done a good job because chat's like, I think they're using autodirector now. Get wrecked, Kevin.
Oh yeah, rip. That's what's up.
Yeah, so
Kevin, you lose me.
Kevin thinks he's so good that he can like multitask.
I'm eating cookies.
And
Kevin, aka autodirector.
He's probably you heard him because we like our cameraman to be doing the camera work and not speaking. But
what you need
Kevin's
is,
a rebel.
Forget autodirector. You need later director.
Yeah,
that's what everyone needs.
If you didn't see the kill the first time, you'll see it later.
Oh man, we're really playing these fast and loose. As Noble Esports continues to try to limp into these rounds, 3 M4s and 2 5.7s for them. They were able to win an Ego before, so they certainly can do it while playing with a firepower disadvantage. But they're going to need to set themselves up properly. And with Underwatch bringing the bomb over towards the A bomb site, particularly towards Squeaky, probably going to see a split there. And the CT's just now making their way over towards A. It could be a toss-up here. Nades are going out in both directions.
There's a flash from Shots. Will he peek afterwards? Ooh. He does, but everyone split up real quick. Shots will drop the bomb. 1100 had that, and even finding the second from that quad position. So 3-on-3. Shots has done his job. Now it's up for the rest of Noble with 5.7s. Armor, a lot of nades here, but not getting used. Little Greasy takes down Robwiz, but here's Flom with 2. And a third. It was just Falco on the site after planting, and Flom coming up big on that round. That was 4 in a row from Underwatch, but finally that streak is broken.
I'm surprised Underwatch allowed Flom to get as far as he did from there. He exposed himself pretty much immediately, spraying at the player that was working his way to that default plant spot, trying to get the bomb down. And I thought it was pretty obvious that Flom was going to be heading over towards Forklift. I am given the spectator X-ray omniscience, but still, I thought that was a pretty obvious play for him to go to Forklift. He was able to pick up 2 frags right off the bat to leave that planter alone in the site, and then ultimately pick up the 3rd one from that one position. So really solid play from him, good shooting. Thought it was a bit predictable, thought he could have easily been punished there, but he didn't, so good on him.
Yeah, and taking some of that momentum that Flom gives them with the 3K, they win that round, and now Emog with the opening kill, bringing down Little Greasy, who was such a force to reckon with on that first map cobble. Something, 40-plus kills. Pretty intense. And 39 in regulation. That's the more impressive fact.
True that. Now bomb working its way towards B. Let's see if Robwiz and Roa have what it takes to make a hold here. 1100 going to be exposed here to Roa. That's an easy frag for him. 3 more coming his way, though, and they know exactly where he is. So he's going to have to use this flash really well. And unfortunately, he's unable to get out of the position.
Yeah, so 3-on-2 coming in for, well, not even quite the retake yet. The bomb has not gone down. They're trying to even it up to a 2-on-2 before they plant the bomb. There's a Molotov into upper. Emog will fall back, and yeah, that shot goes for the fake plant. Hoping someone wanted to push that smoke. Not going to happen. He will have to plant it now. Kits on all of these guys. 3 flashes and a smoke available to be used. And so far, not using any of them. War Hippo Does take down one. They know where he is. Flom! Flom!
There
All
we
right.
go. We'll throw that in the all as well that ends well category
there you
for
go.
Flom
Good
there
category.
as he cut that one pretty close there with
I think our reactions pretty much summed up the analysis.
Yeah, right. Just Flom. Come on. No reason for him to miss that shot. Thank God for his sake he did not get punished for it. Able to get the frag, and actually it's 2 ops being recovered by their team. So potentially cheap round coming in here for Noble Esports if they're able to continue to hold on to those ops. And as we talked about before, controlling the pace from long ranges. The one round that I can recall off the top of my head, Falco had the op in his hand that I pointed it out. It was a huge impact factor. Ended up picking up 2 frags and never was even in danger himself. So using those ops, working from range is super important. Flom going to spot someone. I think actually even hit him as well as Falco gets hit down with a grenade. So a lot of damage going out towards the terrorists.
Yeah, I mean, it must have been more hippo. He's down to 19 HP right now. Underwatch still just spread out with that bomb down, trying to work these picks, trying to gather some information of exactly how Noble is set up. We got a 2-1-2 coming out from Noble right now with Emong over in mid with just the A4. Little Greasy is boosted up, does just have an AK. Oh, and jumping! Praise Gaben. The hitboxes are fixed. Not that Emong was even trying to jump scout or do anything of the sort. He just gets taken out looking for information.
Now War Hippo, excuse me, out mid, trying to make something happen here. Could potentially hop in the vents, and it definitely wouldn't get punished for it. The CTs are trying to get their bearings. They have 3 of them over towards A. It seems like they're actually guessing correct as Underwatch players are shifting their way towards A. So 3 CTs can ask for a much better setup. It's going to be up to RobWiz to take a quick rotate if he needs to. But someone over there needs to get information. I think it's going to be Shots here now calling out to his teammates.
He's got to have heard the footsteps as they come in. 1100 though will take down. Shots actually goes killless from that position.
Yeah. That was certainly the kicker there. Shots was not only the information transfer for his team to give his team all that information, but he also was in a great position to frag. At least one frag should have gone his way, and the fact that he got pretty much instantly one-tapped really sealed his team's fate on that round. So they may try to limp in with pistols once again to keep the pressure up onto Underwatch, but only stringing together 2 rounds there is not what they're looking for. And not only that, but the 2 rounds that they won were actually rounds where Underwatch got plants. So even though Underwatch was still losing rounds, they're still working on that economy and keeping themselves in it. So next, Noble has to do a lot of work with pistols here.
This nade could do a lot. They're very heavily stacked up, and 2 nades go right in, bouncing it off the little bracket there on the wall. So this actually might benefit Shots. Like, all right, nade killed someone at sandbags. They're not going to check sandbags. So Shots, if Underwatch go out middle, is in a good position. They actually stacked 4 people up. 2 at sandbags, 1 at the headshot box, and 1 over in Z. Shots has shown himself now. He got a kill for that. He's pushing up, trying to find Falco. Bit of a pre-fire, gives away his intentions. Falco turning, and now Emong running through the vent to try to capitalize on this. Running into 2 players, though. He gets brought down, so it's Roa 1 versus 4. And Falco, 3 kills on the round. You can't surprise this man.
No, certainly not. And Underwatch continues to play really well and continues to impress me. As I said, going into this game, I really thought Noble was just going to be the stomp team. They have a really solid roster. They have some really good fraggers, and they're just right now no match for this this Underwatch team. But to be fair, it did take them a little bit to get their grip onto Cobble, so perhaps it'll just take them a little bit of warming up here to get it done. But they barely squeaked out the Cobble win, so I would not be surprised at all if this ends up going to a 3rd map. But that is still a pretty distant future, and actually seeing Noble go for an interesting strategy here. Because they don't have an op, because they can't afford it, they're going to be stacking 3 players over at A and 2 at B, so no mid presence at all, and with 1-for-1 trades over towards A, it seems like it may not be going too terribly for them right now.
Yeah, so 4-on-4, still going to be looking pretty good for Underwatch, especially considering that Roa is just on a Mag 7 right now, playing over in the B side, but here's Flom. He brings down the War Hippo. And that was Flom from into A site. And look at Emong playing by the lockers. Peeks out, finds dead shot. This round looking good now for Noble. They've got 2 unanswered frags in the middle of the round. And Underwatch's chances here getting lower by the second. 45 seconds now on the clock. Falco with an op. Hoping for a mistake here from Noble, but it doesn't seem like they're going to give it to him.
No, it's patience versus patience as he so desperately wants Flom to turn around that corner, but it's just not going to happen.
I looked over at the chat. Had to chuckle. Here's Falco. Bring it down. Emog. Somehow they bring it back to a 2 versus 2. Lil Greasy will go down. Falco running out and right past Flom, who has a great position at forklift. He'll miss his shots, though. Falco looking to re-engage, get it to a one-on-one, but doesn't quite know where they came from. And that is definitely the potential of the A1S. Those shots whiffed, but still somewhat concealed.
Yeah, now moving forward, Noble Esports continuing to at least deny Underwatch the ability to string together a lot of rounds in a row. There was that 4-round stretch that Underwatch had, but as they're getting more and more back and forth, Noble Esports is staying competitive in this game. Unfortunately, though, it is just so ridiculously cheap to be a terrorist in this game. That's always going to favor Overwatch doing these back and forth exchanges. So it's going to be really important to see who could seize these last few rounds and take a bit of an advantage going into the next half, which could be difficult because I could see Noble having a really solid T side.
Yeah, certainly. And of course, trying to continue their slight comeback here that they needed to do in the first half. They could be close, but on this round 13, Emong is down for the count already. Taken out by 1100. Falco working himself up the highway, has some help. I got Rob was down to 8 HP right now. He's at the forklift. Oh, very rude. Shots shutting the door and then hitting the shots onto Falco. But 1100 gets justice for his teammates. Actually comes in there with a 3K. And Roa, the last man up, does get a frag. But they know where he is now. He's in the Z connector and Underwatch can play accordingly. They shouldn't let this round slip away. And they don't. 1100 with an ace. Didn't realize he was on for it.
Me neither. And with Noble Esports getting really ripped apart in middle as bad as they have been, I'm surprised they actually took the opposite approach and have been spreading players away from mid rather than stacking towards it. I think the boost over mid has been something that Underwatch has been abusing really badly. And yet we haven't seen too much of a response from it either in the form of a He Grenade stack, just try to do some damage to anyone over there, or even mollying it and just trying to keep players away from there. Because it seems like whenever players split over it, they're getting frags on the vent guy, the sandbags guy, the white box guy, the Z guy, wherever anyone's playing, the guys hopping over the boost boxes are finding the frags.
So we got a lot of questions in the chat of exactly what happens to the top CEVO main team. So if you finish, I think, in the top 8 here, as Deadshot just kind of mopping up these kills. Yeah, it does get them both. If you finish in the top 8, I think it is, of CEVO main, you get into the pro placement tournament and you fight other teams coming in that want a chance, that are invited to the pro placement, and then the bottom 4 teams of Pro League, as they have to face the relegation, and they play in a bracket Season 9 pro placement tournament, not too far off from even starting now, and they play for a spot in Pro League. And also, I think there was like $12,000 or so at CEVO main this time.
A lot of cash.
Yeah.
Between North America and Europe, it's over $15,000. It's over $4,000 for the winners of main in both North America and Europe. That is a healthy chunk of change for a main, for a non-professional division. So these teams definitely do have a lot to play for. I mean, you know, just under $5,000 for 5 people, essentially, just a little under $1,000. That's a lot of cash. As Underwatch cleanly win another one. 4 players staying alive. Noble Esports now moving into this last round with as much money as they can put together. It's going to be armor. It's going to be upgraded pistols. Some players are going to be forcing for those FAMASs, but it won't work for everybody. Let's see if they can keep Underwatch away from picking up a 10th round here, or else Underwatch is on their way to what looks like a really clean first half. I mean, they've been playing exceptionally well. They've been shut down a few times, but they've been adjusting off of it very nicely, and they've been working really well as a team. Well, last game, it was, as I said, the greasy show, and right now it's all the players teaming up.
I was so greasy after watching that show. I just had to shower in the break, so... pretty.
Yeah,
I think it was actually a little greasy.
I
think yeah, I was showering. I was like, "Yo, guys, please don't start. Go sit in the MLG chat and act like someone's walking their dog. I'm actually just showering." But no, I think little greasy also went to walk his dog, which is good, right? Got to take care of the animals.
They're our future, I guess.
I don't know about that as a catchphrase.
No, definitely not.
I think spayed and neuter your pets would have been a better one.
Yeah, Bob Barker's pretty rad. You're right. Should have gone with that one.
He is pretty rad. All right, so it looks like Noble won't have to deal with the double digits. Robwiz, Roa, and Flum all getting kills here. Roa still living on 1, and looks like Robwiz will go down. Falco working. Whoa, Falco almost continuing to spray down onto his teammate. They've got this back to a 2-on-1. This flash legitimately might kill Roa. I thought for a second it was going to land on him for the 1 damage. But no, he'll stay alive, and I think if Roa just runs out and they can try to trade that kill, like even on 1 HP, you'll bait the shots. Let's see how they play it. Yep, Roa's the one just running in, but there was no response behind him because the teammates that were moving up, Shots was completely blind. He's taken down by Falco playing the first box. Warhippo goes up top for the advantage, but he can't get it done. Flom with the 3K and the defuse. Hesitate for a second because he didn't have a kit, but he's got it.
Yeah, seems like he has a fantastic team play from Underwatch there. I would say almost even deserved to pick up the round win there with how they played that 2-on-3 situation. But unfortunately, it was the Flom that came through and was able to mop up both of those last 2 frags. Really great use of smokes and flashes from those 2 players. Zoning off the CTs, forcing one-on-one engagements, using flashes for each other to get into tricky positions and just catch the CTs as they were pushing in. You really can't ask for a much better post-plant anti-retake play for them. It didn't break their way that way, but they very easily could have found a frag onto Flom in an alternate universe. So I really think that was a solid play, despite the fact that they were unfortunately just coming up short on that round.
All right, so looking at Cash, we really only have one game on Cash played in the entire regular season and playoffs for Noble. So it's certainly not their map, and it looks like, I mean, it's map of the week format. Everyone plays 2 teams, so it looks like they might have got a forfeit win on Cash, or maybe a forfeit loss, I don't know. But 11 rounds on the T side when they played it. So not a lot of data to look at for Noble, but we've got 4 maps played for Cash for the team that picked it, which is Underwatch. They're 3-1, 7 rounds on the T side, 6 on the CT. Let's see if they can get that 6 here as Emong saying something otherwise with that Glock. And they get into the B site. 2 players got into the site. Look at Robwiz on a masterful lurk right there. Taking down Warhippo and Roa in the site, getting it done with the shot onto Deadshot.
Yeah, Roa captured a lot of attention there with his teammate who died there as well, and keeping a lot of the CTs over in that direction, allowing the Noble Esports players and Emong specifically to catch that headshot onto the Checkers player, take a clean, open B-bomb site. No real fear there. They won, I think, all engagements except for 1. Deadshot hit a nice headshot with the P2000. Other than that, Noble Esports not even sweating on that round, cruising their way through it, finding Glock headshots left and right.
Wow, and CSGO Lounge just finally loaded up for me. It was down when we started the series. Noble has 92% odds in this best of 3 against Underwatch.
Wow.
Are at 8.
I mean, that seemed believable coming in, and now watching how they play,
not believable.
It seems like people are kind of overinflating what Noble is capable of. But hey, if they can make this comeback happen,
or deflating, or Tom Bradying what Underwatch.
They're deflating the grenades. I can't even. That was the best I could do. That was honestly the best I could do.
Grenades have been deflated in CSGO. They are inconsistent, and
that is true. But either way, yeah. I mean, if Noble Esports can make this comeback happen and win the game based on what was, I think, a pretty lackluster CT performance here, I think maybe the odds wouldn't be too crazy. But still, I don't think anyone was expecting Koppel to be as close as it was, and with the Underwatch players pushing through Squeaky right here, they might be able to collapse and pinch and surprise a bomb, but Shots is very much ready for it with that MP7. He's about to make a ton of money for his team, and he's able to do just that.
And hopefully I'm going to say this right in the chat. We got either Thurfa or Thyrifa pointing out that was actually the first pistol round that Noble has won, and what a time to do it, right? You're behind with a 6-9 coming into the second half. You get that pistol round, you follow up with the subsequent 2 rounds, you get to a 9-9, and now Noble, looks like they're feeling pretty confident. They're going to keep the rooms online with the 2 AKs. They're just going to rush into B, do what they can, and if they win, they're going to be in such a fantastic position. But you got to deal with Falco's op. They will slow it down a little bit. Let's see if they're working with some flashes and smokes. The smoke goes down. That'll push Falco into Checker. That's exactly where Noble wants to go. And what a read with that nade. I think it still doesn't quite work out. And oh my gosh, Warhippo coming into the vent so slow. Falco misses his shot. They know where he is. Will finally peek out and get 1, but hey, that was a Mach 10. Who really cares? It's now 4-on-3, and you've got the bomb down at the B site.
Yeah, really great read from the Noble players right off the top, and while it wasn't exactly the full rush that I expected, it was still a really explosive, quick execute overall, and that's actually going to push Underwatch away. They have so much time left on the clock, and still they're deciding to run away with their M4s. They think, hey, there's no chance we're getting past this Noble line of defense, so we need to keep as much firepower as we can. 1100, a player that could get shot in the back, is going to be successfully running away, and now I guess closest player would be Flom. MP7 in hand. He really doesn't have much to live for here, so he can roll the dice, see if he can catch a frag. Unfortunately, Squeaky is close, so he's going to have to make some noise to open it, and looks like 1100 is ready to rock. There's actually a bunch of players looking right at him. He will get decapitated. They were very much ready for him, but that was a ridiculously cheap round for Noble Esports. Unfortunate that they couldn't take all the M4s out of Underwatch's hands, but all those players with those MAC 10s and MP7s will be more than happy to take a death and throw it away and grab themselves now an AWP or an AK or even shots still holding on to that MP7.
Yeah, and that makes a little bit of sense because, yeah, some players saved, but the people that died, War Hippo and Falco, are going to have pistols, so the MP7 will prevail in those matchups. Might be asking a little bit much for them to run into each other perfectly, but we'll see what happens. Robwiz and Roa holding out in B. Emong has got actually a grenade kill onto Falco. And a little bit of nade damage going into Low Greasy and 1100, who are hiding out in Checker. They've actually counter-boosted into the vents here. Let's see if that... I mean, it has a chance to catch off Emong, who is out in middle right now. They got one on the sandbags. I think Little Greasy will be looking to strike. He is. He breaks the vent. Nothing happens. Oh, the nade didn't go in.
Whoa.
And War Hippo peeks out, takes out Emong. Robwiz is there for the trade, so the player at sandbags is down.
Wow, what a stack here at B2.
Yeah, and Noble actually hitting the most defended point on the map right now. Still has some time to work with, but are feeling maybe the pressure a little bit. And 1100 and Little Greasy are just letting them have it. Deadshot brings down shots, and now it's all on Flom, who went in for the op on this round. Starts off with one frag, needs two more, of course. And an op battle to a player in headshot isn't the one you want to take, realizing he still has time. And actually, if he goes really fast to A, he's going to have a pretty good chance at this 1 versus 2.
Certainly, and I just really don't want to get too far away from it. Will Greasy hit a spam shot through the garage door, through the metal with an M4. I feel like that's a spam that I see attempted all the time, and really almost never see it actually succeed. So good on him for getting a spam kill that I've always wanted to get myself.
Time got into the red, but Flom got the bomb down. He kind of missed not an easy shot, but one that Flom is capable of hitting. There he gets his revenge. Oh, and peeking out, holding the angle that Deadshot may not expect. Flom, though, going to give it up. Deadshot just has to work his way up the highway and gets taken out. Flom with the op. Has the 3K. Wins the 1 versus 2. 10-9. 11-9, excuse me.
And another solid read from Noble. It was actually almost a disastrous one as they were pushing into a stacked bomb site. All the CTs were pretty much geared up, ready to rock in the B bomb site. A lot of Noble Esports players, they just took it. They got beat up for it, but with all the information they were given, Flom made the correct, educated guess that A would be open, headed back there. Unfortunately, I feel like got a little sloppy on some of those off shots. Really could have used a pick before getting the bomb planted, but luckily enough, the CT decided to wait for his teammate. I still think it's actually the smart decision by the CT. Wait for the teammate, group up, and try to work as a duo. But then still, even after waiting so long for his teammate to show up, they did eventually get zoned into one-on-one. So had the right idea, just a little poorly executed from Underwatch there in that 2-on-1.
Yeah, I think at that point they should have just forfeited the bomb being planted and have retaken the site together instead of trying to get
waited
there.
a little longer.
Definitely. So a little under a minute right now. What can Underwatch do? Noble are making a bit of a run for it. This is now 5 rounds in a row, but the double op setup comes out from Greasy and Falco. We saw how powerful it was, and that was nearly a 1 for 2 through the smoke. Little Greasy, he knows those angles. He's still alive and in the back of quad. Flashes in defense. Oh, man, was shots blind. Emong coming through, though, and can only find 1. Little Greasy, War Hippo, and Falco closing out the round. And a very clean one for Underwatch, keeping 4 people alive.
Yeah, and that is actually them stopping the bleeding a little bit. That was 5 rounds in a row that Noble Esports was able to win before Underwatch snapped back. And that was actually even the longest win streak we've seen thus far in the game. coming for Noble in the form of those 5 wins. So ridiculously close game. Now Underwatch taking a bit of an economic advantage, breaking out 2 ops, one on Lil Greasy, one on Falco. So let's see if they're bringing those in different directions. Falco bringing his towards B, Lil Greasy in mid. So yes, separating those ops, smart call there. Let's see what they can do with it. It's also going to be up to 1100 in vent to do some damage. And back up his buddy Falco, who just got taken down. He is going to be able to get a trade out onto Roa. B is in a lot of trouble here as he's switching to his 5-7. Getting pushed down by Rob. Was able to get 2 frags for his trouble, but will get taken down. So that op now rotating in from Lil Greasy. Could get a frag, and he is able to do it. So great back and forth from these 2 teams.
That first flash needed to be a smoke. The flash was so telegraphed. You just simply hid behind the wall, let it pop, and then re-peeked for a frag. Then the smoke came out. So I think getting a little too hasty were Noble. Yeah, had plenty of time to wait for that smoke. War Hippo just trying to skate on by. That looked a little silly.
Certainly it did, but yeah, completely open A bomb save for Noble Esports once again. They're able to get in positions, and you'd think this would be a 2-on-2 that they should be able to win. Flom was able to do it solo dolo right beforehand, although he did have an op in his hand. So now with a little extra time and even a teammate for some more info, you'd think this one should be just that much easier.
Smoke going down to A main, but it's actually Emog now showing himself and actually taking quite a bit of damage on the 22 HP here. Does let a player cross into the site. Flom will take him out, and Flom once again having to get it done in the A site. Oh, dead shot. Achilles should have had, but it's Flom with another 3K winning a clutch over in A. It's 12-10.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't watch it from Deadshot's perspective, so I assume that was a frag he should have picked up, but really, Emong not quite supporting Flom, I think, as well as he could. If he had an angle pre-fired almost perfectly for a CT to peek their head right into, and he's aiming a little high, which is not something you expect from players at this caliber. I mean, they're all very veteran, battle-hardened players. You expect their crosshair placement to be on point. He was just a little high. He missed a headshot that very easily could have helped lock up that round win, and huge nade coming out from the terrace, going to hit 1100 down to 44 HP, so good damage coming out from Noble earlier, so they're looking to control the pace. And Flom's actually getting pushed on. They will get the frag.
Let's just re-peek into this, says Flom. He just holds down mouse 1 and controls it. Caressing that rifle, as Bob Ross Esports Twitter account would tell us to do. It's the second time I've brought that up today. You've seen that Twitter account, right? If
I say yes, can I get past this conversation without looking like I'm not?
I don't know if you can anymore, but you probably could have. Yes.
I blew it. I should have said yes when I had the opportunity.
Said yes. Anyways, twitter.com/BobRossEsports. I don't know if he's still tweeting, but he had some pretty funny ones. There were quite a few CS:GO ones. There were some League and Hearthstone ones as well, but CS:GO's better than those.
Never heard of those games.
So, yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, we are Counter-Strike playing Earth.
Counter-Strike playing Earth.
Yeah, and Noble Esports is going to be working their way for a potentially quicker A take here, and it's going to be up to War Hippo and Falco to try to do something about it. Emong actually going to get hit with an op through a box as Falco hops up onto the Toxic Barrel. He's trying to do a little more damage, but he's going to get exposed. Somehow still escapes with his life, 73 HP as he's falling back, but the terrorists seem like they're going to be unrelenting. They're splitting their way towards Main and Squeaky.
War Hippo gets taken down. Death from above. That was Roa. Shots works his way around to the quad. Takes out Falco, but Little Greasy's there. And kills Rob Wiz. So 3-on-3 bomb has been planted. Noble in a pretty good position right now. Emong really just has to stay alive and force these guys to come into the site. And he's got 2. Oh, but no, the nade actually takes him down. Flom spotting 1. Shots, though, doing well. Takes down 1100. Jumping onto the top of the site is Lil Greasy. Flom from quad taking him down, and once again going to have to clutch, but he can't do it. Dead shot gets his revenge. Whoa.
I think he didn't think he had a kit.
Yeah,
he was trying to grab that second one.
Either way, has the time. Made us a little bit more nervous than we should have been, but he gets it.
And with that saved op, he will be able to trade it out to another teammate by himself. And Gonna have to keep this train a rolling. Luckily, Noble Esports gonna have plenty to spread the wealth. AKs being thrown around all over the place, and nades on everybody, including 4 Molotov grenades. Those Molotovs are super important. They actually got nade stacked pretty badly on their own CT side, so if they can learn from what Underwatch was throwing at them and use those nades effectively, we could see some pretty awesome looking nade frags. But it is gonna be Rob Wiz getting flashed out with the rest of his teammates. Mid control has been taken by Noble.
Alright, so it's Falco on the B site. Dead shot on the cross at CT. Will smoke off as he gets smoked off. Double smoke coming down, so maybe a little bit of miscommunication, but look at this flash! That must have been Falco's doing, and Deadshot capitalizing with 2 kills on the FAMAS as he pushes through. Still, Noble have the advantage even with the efforts of Deadshot. The bomb is getting planted, and only War Hippo has a kit. I guess Deadshot has one since he clutched the last round, so maybe they can pick it up. But this is going to be tough. Still waiting for the smokes to dissipate.
Oh, Emung is totally screwed here, and he will get taken down.
But it's fine. He's just a distraction, right? Both CTs kind of looking at him, and then Robwiz and Flam peek out, and both of them get a double kill.
Yeah, and overall, Emung still has definitely been an impact player for his team. 20-17 is his scoreline, sitting on 6 assists as well. So a lot of damage being done by him. Not quite as much damage as his buddy Flam, but still right up there. This half alone, Flam has already done over 1,200 damage. So certainly an impact fragger for his team. Top fragging overall in the entire map. Hard to understate how effective he's been. And this is a crazy mid-push here coming out from the Underwatch players. They're getting cut down so far. It's Rob Wiz soaking up the frags. 2 for him already. Yeah,
but unfortunately, their Underwatch is underfunded as they move in. They're on that... Sorry, I had to do it. They're on the buy to win, scenario, right? Noble hit 14 rounds. Underwatch is kind of forced. They either have to save and go for the buy to tie mentality. Instead, they buy to win and kind of get chopped down. War Hippo and 1100 already out of it, and Noble with absolute mid-control, mid-dominance right now, and all 5 of them going up the highway to hell, which is the A site. That's what I'm calling it now.
It's going to be up to Lil Greaser to make something happen here. A main, he is hit, and he does have a 5-7 in hand. He's going to spot out Rob Wiz. That's a frag for him. So now down to a 4-on-3. Makes it a little easier for his team if he can grab that AK. He'll be in good shape. 2 terrorists are lined up for him, but actually they offset each other really well. Flam able to get a frag. Shots responding to one as well. That's going to leave Falco as the last man standing with Emung pushing up right next to him. I think he kind of may have spotted Emung. He knows something's up here. And with that, Emung finding the headshot, taking down Falco, and now we're going to be moving into a potential match point here. Noble Esports at 15, Underwatch at 11. Just Underwatch unable to get a grip on this CT side, and despite our general doubting of Noble Esports playing tonight, seems like they are going to be able to pull off the win. It doesn't seem like a 92-8 or whatever it was CSGO Lounge odds game, but hey, wins are wins, and it seems like Noble Esports is on their way to pick up a final one, as Underwatch has only Deagles as their primary weapons.
Yeah, I was trying to look, see, it was a decent amount of bets. 10,059 people placed bets.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like 92% of them or so were correct, so you can't really fault them for that. It's not necessarily, it's more of a faithometer than it is a direct, like, they have a 92% chance of winning kind of thing, but still, you think with that many people betting this game, or with the line looking like that, this game would not be nearly as close as it is.
Yeah, I think Underwatch, I mean, unfortunately,
oof.
Oh yeah, and Roa won the 1v2. Brings it down to the one-on-one, had the bomb planted, so that always stacks the odds a little bit in his favor. And now, of course, he planted very open as well. He's just going to... That's beautiful.
That's a great play from Roa right there. That's a way to close the game out.
You win that 1v1 100% of the time, I think, if you only have to do it once a map.
Certainly, and he is able to do just that. Flam, another player that picked up a lot of 1vx kills overall, and it is Noble that is going to be winning your best of 3 series tonight. So through thick and through thin, despite the fact that they played their first game, they got cut really close, went to double overtime, they were able to battle back and win a slightly better game 2. So good on Noble, good on them for throwing down and making good on what would have been a lot of upset skin betting fans, but still they played well.
I think they're called fan guys
Fan
or
guys,
something close to that.
sure, we'll go with fan guys.
Maybe that's just a Dota thing. I don't know. Sorry. I'm a man split between two scenes, and sometimes my terminology gets very confused. But yeah, Cobble was crazy. That was a back and forth ride that you had no idea who was going to win. But once Noble won that second round pistol and put those rounds together, you kind of just felt that they were going to be able to close it out.
Most certainly cannot disagree with that. And I'm trying to pull up some stats here. I wasn't exactly ready to be casting this, so don't have these
excuses.
pages.
Well, the stats are there for the
okay.
stream, so when you find them, you find them. But that was a lower bracket, so that means Underwatch is gone. But I think for those 10,059 people that bet, Underwatch is going to be a little bit more on your radar if they come up on CSGO Lounge and either the next season of CEVO or whatever other leagues they may be in. But Noble will move on to phase 2 Arc Gaming, which I have no idea who they are. Maybe you do. We'll get to that. But lower bracket round 3, the other match there is Nexus Esports, who we saw last night win 4v5. So you know that they kind of got to go it on. They will be playing Wusa. And up top of the round of 4, which still has not moved forward, we've got Leader 1 versus Vault and Ace Gaming versus Games Academy. 2 very good matches.
Yeah, definitely. And as you said, in terms of Underwatch being on the radar for teams and for players and for bettors out there, you can be sure if I hear that Will Greasy is playing a game, I'm going to be checking that out. That dude was fragging out of his mind both games. 43 frags overall on Cobble. The first one didn't top frag. It was actually Rob Wiz who stole that away with 45 frags, but still hard to deny just how strong he was for his team. 10 more frags than his closest teammate on map 1, Will Greasy, and even top fragging for his team on map 2 as well. So certainly a heavy fragger there. Did a ton in the ADR department, so he's made a fan out of me.
Definitely. And that's all we got tonight, guys. I don't think there's any European games scheduled tomorrow, and I'm not even sure if there's any NA ones on the
We're flying by the seat of our pants out here.
docket. And soon almost all of CEVO will just be flying out to Columbus as well. So
And this time it includes me.
yay! Actually, looks like tomorrow we've got, so I'll put up the games that happened today. Earlier in Europe, we had Infused versus Shift Play Eagles. Noble Esports versus Underwatch, which we just saw. And tomorrow, I don't know if it's 100% confirmed, but Tuesday at 10
Leader
p.m.
1 versus
Leader 1
Vault.
versus Vault. So make sure to follow up the channel, mlg.tv/playcevo for that. You can also follow myself, Helium, on Twitter at HeliumBrella, and LATOR here at LATOR. We'll type him out in the chat, but that's a good night from us. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Peace.